Hey y'all, it's Lauren LaRosa from The Breakfast Club. Sorry to interrupt, but y'all know how I do. So I'm here to talk about Top Dog Law. Y'all hear Top Dog Law all over your radio, and I know by now that if you want top dollar, you should also know this. You gotta call Top Dog Law if it's about your car accident. Don't let these little family lawyers finesse you into a little check. Shouldn't nothing be little this season. Remember, for any serious accident, injury case, Top Dog Law gets you top dollar. So make sure you call today to find out what your car accident, your slip and fall, or your construction accident case could really be worth. And calling Top Dog Law is completely free also. It's free for a consultation. Call Top Dog Law today to see if your case is eligible for compensation with no money down. So make sure y'all go holla at my dogs, no pun intended, over at Top Dog Law. That's Top Dog Law on Instagram and topdoglaw.com. Now, let's get back to The Breakfast Club.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, guys, so to start this segment, I do want to talk about if you guys are going to, or not if, but when you guys going to watch our interview that we did with AJ, Roxy, and, AJ, Roxy, and Terrence J. In the interview, we talk about the Best New Artist category. Mm-hmm. And in that category, we had a conversation because what listed on the page, Doechii was not listed in Best New Artist. She was listed in the best, I think it was like Best Album, Best Rap Album category. Mm-hmm. And I said,
Album of the Year, actually.
It was Album of the Year. So I had said in the interview that I couldn't believe that Doechii wasn't nominated for, wasn't being nominated for Best New Artist, and we got some clarity on that. So I received a statement because BET just wanted to make sure that we were able to clarify that Doechii was actually recognized early in her career by the BET Awards for Best New Artist and back in 2023. So now in 2025, she's up for 6 awards, including Best Female Hip Hop Artist and Album of the Year. So,
that makes sense.
That makes sense, but nowadays, we be listening to artists for years before they get like a Best New Artist at an award show. That's why I thought she would be on it.
I was never confused that she wasn't nominated for Best New Artist because I've been listening to Doechii for like 5 years now.
Yeah, Doechii was on Breakfast Club, 3 years ago?
Yeah. Well, they just wanted to make the point that they're not overlooking her. It's just that they were earlier. It happened earlier than this year, than all of the big hit. So in other news, you guys know Diddy is still in court. So today, Thursday, May 8th, no one's in court, but they will return on Friday, May 9th, and I'll be there as well too. And on Friday, May 9th, they're going to try and cut down this pool of 45 people into 12 jurors and 6 alternates that they need to begin the trial on Monday. Monday is where opening statements start. Monday's date is, because I know people don't watch this in real time sometimes, Monday, May 12th is when opening statements begin in Diddy's trial. Now, yesterday in court, Wednesday, May 7th, there were some issues with the jurors because it's hard to find people that are either not connected to not even just Diddy in the story at this point, but also to some of the attorneys in the room and the judge. So there was one juror that took issue with being selected. He came onto the stand, and instantly you noticed, like you would notice in the court, that there was like a kind of like a little key that went down with him and the judge, and it's because he's actually litigated some cases with the judge. So of course, he was dismissed, and the jurors said, like, I wouldn't be comfortable doing this because I think it may make it hard for me to litigate some other cases that I have coming up. So he was dismissed, but then and the judge kind of didn't really, not that the judge didn't care, but he wasn't upset about that mishap. But then there was another juror that came on the stand, or potential juror, and this juror disclosed the information that they actually work at MDC Brooklyn. Now, the issue with that is Diddy is currently locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's been housed there since September.
So he could have got paid off. He could have got promised something, anything.
He could have insider conversations.
Exactly. So the issue with that, the obvious issue with that is what you guys just said. But the bigger problem that the judge had, and he took a minute to scold both sides, the prosecutors and Diddy's team, because he's like, y'all got to do better.
How to get this far? Yeah,
how did he get to the point where he's coming in front of the court and this is being put on record? Not only does it not look like, it doesn't look good, right? Like, it looks like there's laziness happening, but also too, y'all, this takes a lot of time. Like, we don't want to waste people's time here, so y'all have to do better because there can't be slips, and these accusations are very serious. We can't slip. Things can't slip. Now, another issue that they've been having, remember I told you guys about the new black woman attorney that is on Diddy's case?
Does she have a name? Because we keep saying the new black woman attorney.
Black woman attorney.
Say her name.
The new black woman attorney on Diddy's case. They built a statue of her in New York yesterday.
Really?
No, that's not her
You a
because
liar.
no, you talking about that statue of the woman that's a little thick.
Mm-hmm.
That's not her. The woman that I'm referring to, her name is Nicole Westmoreland, and remember I told y'all she's a beast at the examination, the cross examinations, according to her career history. Now that was one conversation, but now they're having a conversation about an attorney named Mark Garagos. Have you guys ever heard of him?
No.
Big business when it comes to this legal thing. His daughter is one of Diddy's lead attorneys on this case, right? But he's supposed to not be officially representing Puff, but it's seeming like he's been consulting the team or whatever, but he has this podcast that he does, and I believe he does it in a partnership with TMZ. And the podcast is called Two Angry Men. Him and Harvey Levin, very fitting for Harvey.
Oh, wow.
Now on that podcast, they break down. I'm being funny. On that podcast, they break down a bunch of different things, but of course they lean in legal stuff. And on that podcast, a couple days ago, he got on there and called the prosecutors a 6-pack of white women. Now, it is all white women on the prosecutor side. We've talked about that. But the issue that the judge has with this is it seems like the prosecutors had with it is, number one, these are the white women he's talking about. But it seems like he is working with Puff's team. So if you are doing that, according to certain rules, you can't get in public and say and do certain things because it could sway a jury. He's not part of the team.
He's not being paid. He hasn't been representing Puff.
Well, he was asked.
Does he have a retainer?
He was asked if he was advising Diddy in the case, and all he would say is that he talks to Diddy with great frequency. That's all he was saying.
Question: I don't know if he's part of the case. What's wrong with calling him a 6-pack of white women?
That's
because he's inferring that because these are all white women on the jury, that based on race, white women are going to convict a black man because of the race component. That's what he's implying by keep pointing to the fact that it's all white women who are going to prosecute Puff.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have a retainer and he's not on quote unquote Diddy's official team, he should be able to say what he wants to say.
Why can't he just say that? Like, why do people got to be cute? Why can't he just say because of this?
I mean, even if he does get to it, and I'm sure that he's probably gotten to it on the podcast. I haven't listened to the podcast. That's an issue, according to the prosecutors, because he's a very prominent attorney. Your daughter is the lead attorney for Puff. In my opinion, even if you're not consulting, it's an issue because
facts are still facts.
But
observations are still observations.
But you can't. I can't. If I'm doing that on their team, I can't sway a jury's opinion. And obviously, the jury are seeing things because they keep getting on the stand and admitting that they're seeing it. But
I get you, but the jury got eyes. The jury can look and see. God dang, that's a 6-pack of white women over there.
And rapping.
See, that's not right because the prosecutor could release all the things that they release, but he's not on the team and he's doing a podcast talking about it, and now it's a problem
because there's a gag order in place. But now I just want to wrap this up because we got to get out of here. The judge disagreed with Garagos, who said that the Supreme Court has said that defendants and their lawyers have a constitutional right to publicly defend themselves, so the attorney shouldn't be gag ordered in anything connected to this Diddy case. The judge said, nope, I don't agree with that, and he also threatened to hold Garagos in contempt of court if this happens again. So he says he's going to be listening to the podcast and nothing better slip.
Okay. All right. Well,
Crazy.
That was the latest with Lauren. Charlamagne, donkey today. Who you giving that donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, there is a woman named Trecolon Price that needs to come to the front of the congregation. And we really have to do something about these false accusations, but we'll discuss.
All right. And then after that, Jess Fix My Mess. If you're having relationship issues or problems, you can call Jess right now, 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club.
And wait, I have an update for Jess With The Mess. Nobody ever did an update. Now, I usually get updates on Carefully Reckless on my podcast, but somebody had hit me up to give them an update on somebody that called up here and lied on their baby father. So we're going to get into it, yes.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that next, too. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.